What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? My name is Kevin Jackwitz. This is the Kaged Review, and this is a review for WWE SmackDown for 2/5/2019. And this is probably going to be a pretty short one because there wasn't really a lot to this. For the 2 hours they had, there wasn't a lot of content. You start out with Charlotte Flair making her big speech about how she wants to fill Becky Lynch's spot at WrestleMania. Becky Lynch, actually, it's really cool. She comes through the crowd. And I really like Charlotte was smart enough to make a comment about, you're stealing my dad's tagline. Now you're stealing Roman Reigns' entrance. It was good timing. It really was. Triple H, his music hits. He comes down. He's like, Becky, you're suspended. You're not supposed to be here. Tells her to get out. He starts walking away. Becky Lynch starts asking Triple H how Stephanie McMahon is after she beat her ass yesterday. Triple H comes back in, does this little promo of it, how Becky doesn't want to go to the doctor, not because she's scared of what the doctor might say, but because she's scared of facing Ronda Rousey. Becky slaps Triple H. Really good segment to, again, build up the character of Becky Lynch. They got this, female Stone Cold Steve Austin thing going on. And a lot of people don't like that comparison because wrestling, is just not what it used to be, and no one's ever really going to be the next Stone Cold. But the idea is that there's a lot of parallels, and she's the most over person in the company right now because she has a personality that's really shining through. It seems like there's something tangible and real about it. So that was cool. And then you get your first match of the night, which is Shinsuke Nakamura teaming up with Rusev that started last week. They're taking on Gallows and Anderson. And decent match for what it was. I don't know that I was wholly invested in it because you kind of know right off the bat that Gallows and Anderson aren't going to win. I'm sorry, but they haven't done much with those two. And going up against Rusev and Shinsuke, just had a U.S. championship. So you kind of expect them to go over, and that's exactly what happened. Mustafa Ali does a promo after that match, really good. This guy, for only seeing him a few times do promo work, he is a natural, and I've said that already before. He just comes across like his genuine personality shines through, and he does great work with promos. After that, you get a really quick Paige promo, showcasing her movie. Not much over there. It's always cool to see her, though. Usos do a promo after that, coming back from commercial, and really good stuff, man. These guys, they usually impress me with promos, but this, I think, was one of their better ones, honestly. They really killed this. They were talking about they're going to be on Miz TV with Shane McMahon next week, and so, they're talking about how they're brothers and they've been through thick and thin. They've been a team for all of their lives. So, really well done. It really was. Then you get Mustafa Ali versus Randy Orton. Good match. I don't know if there was anything dramatically great about it, but it was entertaining. It kept me invested. At the end of the day, Randy Orton had a very cool RKO pulling Mustafa Ali off of the top rope into the RKO. Gets the win, and then Samoa Joe hits a coquina clutch out of nowhere. He throws Mustafa Ali out of the ring too. And Daniel Bryan's music hits as Samoa Joe is still in the ring. Samoa Joe goes walking up the ramp toward Daniel Bryan, gets cut off by Eric Rowan, so he just stops and they look at each other and they just kind of walk their separate ways. Then Daniel Bryan cuts, honestly, a hell of a good promo. This guy, there's been some people that really like his promo work, some people that aren't so big on it. I love it. Daniel Bryan, I think, is actually one of the better at promo in the company now. At first, I think he did start out a little shaky and, maybe he didn't find his voice. He's got it now, as far as I'm concerned. Damn good promo talking about the Elimination Chamber and everybody in it. Same old shit, different day, but it was a good promo. Then you get Carmella and Naomi, who are magically into this tag team Elimination Chamber match now somehow. Never been a team before, so that doesn't make any sense whatsoever. Versus the Iconics, versus Mandy Rose and Sonya Deville. And there was nothing special about this match. It was decent for what it was. I can't even say good, really. There were a couple of moments that were cool, but overall, I'm not a big fan of the Iconics for the most part. I like Peyton Royce a hell of a lot more than I like Billy Kay, but honestly, both of them haven't really sold me on their in-ring ability yet. Sonya Deville, I think, is very good. Naomi's very good. And Mandy Rose, I think, is good. I wouldn't say very good, but she's good. At the end of the day, Mandy Rose hits Naomi with her finisher, gets the win. So that's like twice in a row now that Mandy Rose has come over Naomi. Didn't do a whole lot for me, though, if I'm being honest. After that, you get a backstage Andrade Cien Almas, Zelina Vega bit. And Zelina Vega, I think, is very good at promos as well. Andrade, obviously, having a big language barrier, but is amazing in the ring. He has a good mouthpiece. And it would be very cool, to see Andrade, come through, learn the language, be able to do his own promos. Because it seems like he's got a cool personality as far as, like, doing his promos, but unfortunately, I don't know what he's saying. That leads into Daniel Bryan versus Jeff Hardy. Good match. I think that Jeff Hardy kind of struggles when he get into the technical proficiency of somebody like Daniel Bryan. Jeff Hardy is a daredevil, and that's how he made his fame, by doing incredibly nuts stunts. And you got to give him 100% credit for that. But I think when it comes to technical proficiency in the ring, like I said, when he's in there with somebody like Daniel Bryan, who is leagues away from most people in the company, or any company for that matter, I think he was struggling a little bit. There were a couple of moves there where it looked like he was really struggling to make it happen. And plus, he's over 40, he's put his body through hell. I mean, let's give him credit where it's due. So I think the match was good, but it was not great. Daniel Bryan, I do think, led the match. And, he was certainly the highlights. At the end of the day, it looked like they were going to try to make Jeff Hardy go over on Daniel Bryan. Of course, you knew that wasn't going to happen. He's the fucking WWE champion. So, you have the spot now where Jeff Hardy hits a twist of fate. He goes up, he hits a swanton bomb, he nails it. He covers Daniel Bryan for the pin, which in any situation, Jeff Hardy's going to win. And then Eric Rowan pulls Jeff Hardy out of the ring and starts beating him up, of course. And then Samoa Joe comes out of nowhere again, attacks Eric Rowan, goes into the ring, puts a coquina clutch on to Daniel Bryan. And then virtually everybody from the Elimination Chamber match comes out. Mustafa Ali, Randy Orton, AJ Styles. They're all out there going at it head to head. And at the end of the brawl, AJ Styles is standing tall. Daniel Bryan's cutting a really angry promo out back past gorilla position. And that's kind of where they leave off. That's where the show leaves off. And I do think it was a solid ending. One thing I will say about this show in particular, and especially toward the ending, where I thought, they were doing some cool stuff and they were mixing it up with the Elimination Chamber match guys, the crowd was just dead. Like, there wasn't much of a reaction at the end. So, that's unfortunate because I do think it was a decent ending, at least a decent ending. Overall, I actually don't think this is as strong as the last couple of weeks with SmackDown. And I say that because the women's triple threat didn't do a lot for me. They had some good promos, but a lot of promos. Kind of a predictable match there with Shinsuke, Rusev, and Gallows and Anderson. So, I mean, it was alright. It was enough to keep me entertained, keep me invested in it, but it didn't do, I think, enough compared to what they've done in the last couple of weeks, especially you're on the road to WrestleMania now. This is literally the big time of the year for WWE, and they're not making it count. And that's kind of how I feel about it. Like, it was good, but it's like, this is where you need to get people really invested, and Raw sucked, and this is now worse than the last couple of weeks on SmackDown. So, this is a problem they ran into last year, too. Like, all their shows up to WrestleMania were honestly kind of garbage. So, I hope that that's not a trend because, they promised us this new material and all these new superstars coming in, new matchups and all this stuff. and that they were going to do something about, you know, their dead ratings. Well, they haven't. I would give this a 6 out of 10. Slightly above average, but not enough to really say it was great. So I think 6 out of 10 is fair. I think they could have put a lot more effort into it. They're really building up 2 storylines this entire show. And I think that's weak. That's very weak going into Elimination Chamber. And like I said, on the road to WrestleMania, this is a really bad time to do that. So ladies and gentlemen, that's where I'm at. 6 out of 10. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. If you enjoyed this, hit the like button, subscribe, and share. My name is Kevin Jackowitz. Kaged Nation out.